Yeah, I asked Brian and Susan to help me with this pop-up card. Using Pop-up Card Studio, you need to kind of practice it regularly to remember it, and I haven't been practicing. So when this week I gave out a whole set of Irish files in celebration of our Yahoo group's 7,000 members and 5 years of being a group. So this is one of the designs that I was looking at it thinking, well, I bet I could make a pop-up card with this. And so I started playing with it, and it turned out okay, but I'm sure Susan will have some better ideas about how I might incorporate this on a pop-up card. Well, the first thing I wanted to do was separate the letters, and I couldn't remember the font I used, and I finally remembered it. But I thought I'd show you how you might go about separating these words here to make two different words, because I wanted to separate them on the card. Maybe we'll end up not doing that, but to do that I clicked on the figure 8 up here in the upper left corner to bring up the tools that we need, and I need the second arrow here, the Edit Paths or Node Editing tool, so I'm going to click that. And I also need to zoom in a little bit so I can see those lines. Now there's different ways to break things apart, but this is the way I'll do it today. What I'm going to do is just click on the lines here and delete with my delete key so that I could break these lines apart where they are connected. So I'm just left clicking on the line and deleting places where the two letters are connected. I could use the eraser key, I suppose, but this is just fine. Now I'm going to use the Bezier Draw tool, and I'm going to left click and right click to connect the open lines here. Left click, right click, and here left click and right click. And now I'm just going to click in the middle and drag this over a little bit so it's not straight, and this one that needs to be bent a little bit too, and that looks fine. So I'm done separating these two physically, but I need to split them using the Control+P or split icon. Fifth icon from the left at the bottom separates these, so now that they're two different shapes. And I'm going to use my left arrow key just to move this over a bit, and this one's ready to go. Now these are way too big for my card, but that's okay. I'll resize them in Pop-up Card Studio. So what I want to do is just select all. I use Control-A or go up to Edit, Select All. So they're all selected, and then a Control-C copies, or just select Copy from the Edit menu. Then I'm going to go over to Pop-up Card Studio. I set this to 8 inches wide and 5.5 inches tall. And now I'm going to paste, Control-V, and I probably, I'm going to undo that. What does it matter? I wanted to have some extra words on here. So let's go back here. I wanted to have I'm Irish on the bottom. So I'll just add that, I'm Irish, and accept that. Well, that apostrophe is outlandish, so I'm going to split this and move it up a little bit. Maybe weld it to in between the I and the M. So that's welded. It's got a funky kind of shape here, but that's okay. I'm going to copy that, and I'm going to take that into Popup Card Studio also. Now the I'm Irish, I think I want at a position of 2. So I'm going to type in 2 there, and now I'll paste Control V. I thought, but Control V is not working. Is it supposed to work? Had this problem all day.
Yeah, it should, but oh, so you've had problems even when you're not doing it with like I know some of my control keys will go bad, not bad, but they won't work when I'm on the webinar.
Oh, well, maybe that's it. No, but I wasn't on the webinar earlier, and I was still having trouble getting the control keys to work, but we work around it. Okay, I'm going to resize this I'm Irish up to, I think, I'm going to make it about 1.5 inches, 1.5, and enter on the height. And just select the Irish part and move it over here to the right side. And my arrow keys don't work. That doesn't matter. Now I'm going to, I think I'm going to do this. I'm going to trim it. Let's see if I can get this green thing out of the way, because it's, oh, it's on a different layer anyway. Okay, so I'm going to crop this using this cropping tool, and we'll use inclusive, I think. And what I want to do is chop off some of the top and the bottom. Did I get it? And then I'll move this over. And I wanted to use the arrow keys, but, or at least keep these together. I'm going to drag them both up. And now I'm going to click on the align to the bottom plane so that they go all the way down. And once they're down, then I can move them over, and I want them close to the edge. Probably, are those 1/2 inch marks on the grid?
Yes. Well, the
so I'll leave enough room for this. 1/2 inch? Okay, that's good. And then I have these up here. I wanted to put this Shamrock thing. I wanted to put it, I'm going to hit D and click it so that I can select it. And I'm going to cut it, Control X, and I'm going to put it on the maybe 2.5 inches on a plane. And then paste that again. And I'll probably have to, well, I have to crop this also and resize it because it's kind of way too big. And I want it to fit in between somehow, between the I'm and the Irish. So I'll just resize it. And I see this white line that goes across here, that's the height it needs to be in order not to pop out of the top of the card, right? So I'm going to trim it also.
Yes, okay. For that layer.
Everybody will learn with me, right? We'll try again. What I'm going to do is try to chop off the top and enough of the leaves, and I really need to change my snapping to 128 to get a more precise chop right about there. And now I'm going to send it to the bottom, and it's still a little bit too fat because it's hiding the Irish and I don't want it to do that. So I'm just going to drag this arrow over a little bit so it's not hiding my Irish word here. Okay, these letters I was hoping to put on a different plane, but now I need to connect each of these to the back. So I'm going to, since I'm on this plane already, I'm going to press the space bar so I get to the top of this Shamrock and make a bar to go back to the back. So I'm holding the mouse key and scrolling, right-clicking, so that I can bend it forward here. And I'm looking for, I think I'll go to a gray, excuse me. I got those yellow lines there.
And you may also
scroll
want
till I found those left click.
You may also want to do your snapping up higher too.
Oh, that's right. Thank you. There's a lot of things that I'll forget, but we'll make do. Okay. When I made this earlier.
And you're also still on draw normally, not auto quad.
Well, how did I do that? Okay. Over here we need to click auto quad. It gives us a quick rectangle. And I'm trying to get the dotted blue lines and the dotted red lines, and I'm going to left click there. And does it really matter if I go all the way over here? Is it better if I do 2 or 1?
Are you putting anything on top of it, or are you just...
I'm not putting anything on top of this one.
I'll leave it to Susan because she knows more about the strength and everything.
I'd go with the 1 for more strength and easier.
Oh, 1. Okay.
But
that's what I did earlier. It worked.
But saying that, if you wanted the Kiss Me on a different plane above that, I would use another clover and use the clover as your anchor.
Well, I was going to put anchors over the I'm and the Irish, and I was going to put these on those anchors. But I think there's a problem with that. That's what I was going to ask you about. So I'll do it this way first, and then I'll go back and see if there's a better way. Because I didn't think of adding more clovers. I always have trouble thinking outside of that box. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is scroll with the control key down till I get to the top of the I'm Irish. Oh, they're both at the same. Okay. Now I'm going to do the same thing.
Julie?
Yes.
Can you just first off just check that your I'm Irish is on the bottom plane by print preview?
It doesn't look like it is. And I had problems with that. Yeah, it is.
Oh, all right. I'm sorry. Continue. Sorry.
But it didn't, you know, it was doing weird things earlier where it kept saying this clover was at the bottom, but I knew it wasn't. Okay. So now I'm going to draw the auto quad on the top of I'm, left click here, and then go over till I get the dotted red and the dotted blue, and left click. And then I'll click left click here, and I'm really slow at this compared to Susan and Brian and Andy, but that, you know, everybody's slow when you're learning. So I don't mind being a student tonight so everybody can learn. I just cannot see the blue dash line, dotted line. Should be there. Left click. So we can look again and see if I got it. Print preview, because I'm real good at missing it. So I see we've got a blue dash line here, blue dash line here, red here, and red here. I also figured out when
If you notice there that there is no connection to the right-hand hump in the M.
I saw that, and I wondered if maybe that little yellow line isn't big enough.
And not that it matters, but the left-hand hump or height of the H in Irish isn't connected.
Yeah.
It might have been that you didn't have much of a platform there on the M,
yeah,
but if it's not going to connect there, you might not want to go all the way over there because it'll just flap.
Okay, so to get back to that, I can just click on it because I'm still there with the arrow. Select it, and then, but if I delete it, I delete all of it. And see, there is a little yellow.
Okay, so
there.
Yeah, but do and undo first. You didn't have to delete both of them. Okay, so now just click or hit the escape key. Well, not you want to redo if you want to Irish. Okay, now click off of either one of them. Yeah, go to there and just click somewhere. Now click on that one, and it will select just that one.
Okay. See, there's a little yellow there. Do you see that?
Yeah, so you might want to zoom in and tilt it so you can see where you're connecting there if you want.
Now remind me how I zoom.
You would hold the control key down and then use your scroll wheel. Oh, no, I'm sorry, just your scroll wheel.
I always forget.
You're not on, yeah.
So it's sort of there.
Yeah, so now do the print preview and see if that...
And then left click here?
Well, you already had that one.
Okay. Oh, I already did that one. I'm going to escape. Okay, so we'll do print preview and see if we grabbed it this time. I also figured out after cutting this that there's no way I'm going to do this with dashed lines again because they just fall apart.
Yeah, it's hard to tell if that M is there, but it must be yeah, it looks like it's there.
It's got a very slight dash there, but very fragile, so have to be really careful cutting this. Okay, so I've got the top on this, the top on this, and the top on this. So now I'm ready for this other text here, and I'm going to zoom out a little and select these. But in order to do that, I have to type D. And hold a shift while I click on them. And I want to trim them a little bit. So I'm going to go back to the 128th of an inch and click on the cropping tool. I think on this one I'm going to do exclusive and just do one part at a time. They won't measure the same, but I guess that doesn't matter. Okay. And I think I would like these to be 1 inch high. 1 and enter. And they will probably be skinnier too. And I've got these on a plane of 1 right here, plane position 1. So now I'm going to click away and select the kiss, and of course that's going to have to be really skinny to fit on that one. And this is where I need some wisdom here, but I'm going to send that down to that plane. bring it forward, and then I'll select this one, do the same, send it down, bring it forward, make it just a little skinnier to match this thin over there. And now I'm going to press D again and click on the, no, I'm going to press the space bar. Oh, look at that. I got my yellow lines.
But Julie,
Yes.
your kiss is going to be a hindrance to your anchor.
Yes, that is where I had my problems. So is
so
meat
for
okay?
everyone, yeah, for everyone out there, because Julie's chopped all the way across so the arm's not connected to the back, the kiss and the arm aren't going to pop up properly.
That is true. I found that out cutting it out.
Yeah.
So what would you do with that kiss?
I would put the kiss me on still on the inch from the back, but connected to the top of your clover.
So I would expand the base?
Well, on top of the clover, well, if it was me, I'd put a second clover coming out from the back to the clover that you've got there, or you can expand that anchor so it's on a different angle, so it's not triangle, it sort of goes out like a trapezoid to the back.
Okay, so can
put on
I
that.
change this platform we're talking about, right?
Yes.
Do we have a node editing tool to make that back wider? I just delete it and draw it in?
You just
Yeah, just delete it and draw it in.
Okay.
the other
So I will,
the other
yes.
option to consider as you're doing that is the platform that goes from I'm and Irish. You can make that one long platform. It will get cut out by the clover, but it'll give more. It would not get. You'd have a wider base to put the kiss on as well.
Right.
The other thing you could do if you didn't want to do that is you could. So when you cropped the I'm, you didn't really crop the right-hand side of the M very much. So you could crop it a little bit more and get more of a even wider base over on the M. You know what I'm saying? And that would give you a little bit more room. But you still have the problem that you have this larger word, you know.
Well, I think I like Susan's idea here.
That's fine. You wanted some ideas.
Yeah, I do, and that's very helpful. I think what I want to do.
So you don't want a 2-point rec. You want a auto quad.
Well, you could do a draw normally and just have to do all sides.
Simple quad.
Or symmetric quad.
Symmetric.
I think it's a symmetric. Yeah, that one.
Okay, so I think what I'll do is left click here. I'm going to take this up to 1/8 of an inch. I always forget to change that. Okay, left click here, and then I'm going to left click here and left click here. It won't work on symmetric.
No.
There was another one. There was another function that would do that. I'll just do normal.
Yeah, if you do normal, or you could do a mirror, but you'd have to make sure that the middle of the clover was in the middle of your...
So 1, 2, I'll take it out to maybe 3 inches or 1.5 inches left. Left.
Oh, yeah.
Left click and then right click over here, right?
No, just left. I think.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, right click again.
So I have to right click, or do I have to left click? That doesn't look good. Let's see, I must have got my count off here. 1, 2, 3.
Well, I'm not
It's the
sure.
same.
It's because your Irish is bigger than your me.
Yeah. Oh, that's right.
But try
Oh,
it once
that's
you
right.
put the wording up there. You could alter that.
I can change it afterwards? Have to
Yeah,
be
you just
smart to do
just
that.
take it away, and you just take put your word kiss me up there,
Okay, I'm going to type
and
D
if it looks wrong, you just go back and do a new one.
and hold Shift and Control X to cut. And now I'm going to go to, I'm going to paste again. I shouldn't have, I'm just going to drag it up, right?
Yeah. So you can make the kiss wider now, so it looks more like the me. And the thing is, you don't have to have it directly over. You can have the kiss off the side, the K off the side of your platform.
Let's send that to the platform. That needs to be over a little. Send this down. So me needs to be a little skinnier, maybe.
No. All you have to do is move it over. So you're keeping as much of the platform to the back as possible. Separate the kiss and the me out from each other. It doesn't matter if they're hanging off the side of the.
Okay, so okay like that?
No.
Does it need to be a little skinnier?
No. Take it off the platform a bit. Yep. Yep. Now take the K off the platform this side.
We're all getting lessons from a professional here. Thank you, Susan. All right, so is that the way you would do it? The
Yeah,
K
just move the whole
K.
just move the whole kiss to towards the side of the card a bit more. Not the size of not resizing it. That's right. Take the whole lot. That's right. Okay. Now.
So it's okay if that hangs off.
Yep, that's fine. Because you've still got the M's touching the platform and the KWS is touching the platform. Now, the best thing to do now is put them above that platform and then lower it to the platform. Now, you said earlier that it was telling you that the Irish, when the I'm Irish was on the bottom of the platform. If you haven't got it above that platform, it will tell you you're on the bottom.
Yeah, I tried it. I don't know why it wasn't working then, but yeah, let's check and see that I have it before I draw any more.
Yes.
I want to make sure that I've got those on the platform by doing a print preview.
Yes.
So these are down. This one's not on anything, and it's only got a little tiny thing. I think
That's enough. That's plenty.
Okay.
That's plenty, because you're going to have the two anchors coming from the top, so that's enough to bring it up.
Okay. So it looks like everything else is anchored. So now we'll go back to draw, and to do that I type D. No, space bar. I'm remembering slowly. Okay, so now I've got the pen. I'm going to do auto quad, and I would be just doing a left click here and a left click here, right? Oops.
Nah, you've got it on symmetrical. I would do those top ones. I would do them singly as little ones.
Yeah. This one and then another one here, or just the K one?
The three. Oh, that doesn't look too bad. Yeah.
And I got to make sure that blue one is dotted. There we go. Okay. So Look at it from the side here. See if it looks okay. And we'll look on the print preview.
Now, if you think that the triangle coming from the clover is too angled towards the end of the me, you can make that triangle, as long as the triangle on the me side is enough room to cover your
The tab at the
fold,
top.
the M at the bottom,
Mm-hmm.
you can have it. You can bring that angle back a bit. Do you know what I mean?
Is this blue line going to interfere with this red fold line at all?
No, no,
Okay.
it's going to be perfectly fine.
Is there any way to move this?
No, just go back there and redraw it in. So you go back to that layer.
I'm going to delete that.
Yep.
But I got to select it first. Got to get the right tool. Okay.
Now on the kiss side, still come from the 1.5 at the back, to the back.
Oops. We're going to do draw normally on that. Let's try that again. And everybody can see how clumsy I am so that you don't feel so bad. 1.5. Left click. And
To about there, yeah, one half back. Yeah, there.
is it a right click to end?
Um,
Or left click? Looks like left click.
Yep.
And then
Now that's a good thing to show that don't panic when that happens, you just lower the order.
so I'm going to click this one. Okay, so part of that's going to cut out, but it doesn't matter because there's plenty holding it here. Got to look and make sure I did it right again. Print previews, my friend. Okay. So the M's still attached. I still have enough of the tab here. So it looks okay to me. Does it look okay to you?
Sure does.
Okay. Now, I want to change these to solid lines because these dash lines are a real pain and they just tear so easily. I want to use my scoring tool. Do you use an embossing tool with yours?
Yes, I sure do.
Do I do that under Program Preferences? Change the line style?
Well, I don't do it straight from Pop-Up Card Studio, so and I still use the dashes but use the score tool.
Oh, here it is. Okay, rendering lines. I'll render the cut lines solid. I'll render the mountain lines. Maybe I should have done it short dashed. I think I want to do them solid though. And I'll do these solid. And the hinge lines, do I have hinge lines? I'll just do solid. Okay, and then I'll save that. Now I'm going to export it to project rendering as SVG. And I will call this Popup Kiss Me. And then I'm going to go to virtual snapshot and see what it looks like now. I guess I should have moved it before I did that. It takes a little while to do that.
You can push cancel and then just start it again.
Thanks. Okay, we'll start it again. See if it looks the way I would like it to look. Does anybody have any questions? You can ask Susan.
That's actually no questions coming in for your design.
So everybody's got this figured out right now. You can have the free Kiss Me I'm Irish files at the MTC Toots. There's a whole collection of Irish images there for free, and it's in the MTC shared MTC files folder in the file section of the group, and it's a whole collection of Irish themed cutting files, and this was one of them, this one here. So you'll want to go grab it, and then you can try this.
Okay.
Well, it looks okay. I was going to put a green backing on the back, and I'm going to save the image here, so I'll export, and
Wait until it finishes.
yeah, it's going to be. I want to give this to my husband. I don't let anybody else kiss me. Can render to PNG, high quality, 320.